The chief turned toward the crowd of Spaniards, and his hand motioned toward the largest house in the village, beckoning them to go in and enjoy their feast. Inside, fresh food was laid out and beautiful women danced, sung, and played flutes. The army was in awe. However, not all was as it seemed. As they'd sat, ate, and drank for hours, De Soto began sobering up, and looking around, he noticed that Chief Tuscaloosa was nowhere to be found. It was almost night, so De Soto went outside to look. Meanwhile, inside the feast hall, Rodrigo Raniel writes, quote, "Old women with the children are all gone. I glanced above and saw unnumbered scowling faces peer from rifts and loopholes. I saw their crafty warriors slipping spears and bows and arrows under leaves of palm. I knew, though late, the deadly danger that encompassed us. The dancing and the singing ceased." End quote. Outside, Hernando de Soto spotted Chief Tuscaloosa at the entrance of the village. The grounds of the entire village had been cleared, and the giant was about to leave. This was an ambush. De Soto immediately cried out for his men to defend themselves. As they rushed out, a hail of arrows came down on them, slaughtering 200 of the conquistadors. The rest battled their way out and escaped. In the early morning, the survivors regrouped and plotted their revenge. They approached the village of Mobila and launched an assault on its barricade. They hacked away at the logs and eventually broke through and stormed the city. The conquistadors set fire to the buildings, killed over 2,500 tribespeople, and beheaded Tuscaloosa's son, Black Panther. It was a massacre. And at the end of this fierce 9-hour siege, which would become known to history as the Battle of Mobila, the entire tribal capital had burned to the ground. After searching the wreckage, however, Chief Tuscaloosa's body was not found among the dead. All assumed that Chief Tuscaloosa had escaped deep into the forest, so De Soto and his army spent the next several weeks searching for him. During that time, the Spaniards encountered many other gigantic man-made mounds, just like the one Tuscaloosa had sat on as a throne, but they never found Tuscaloosa. A few months later, Hernando de Soto caught a fever and died, and his body was dumped in the Mississippi River. The surviving conquistadors returned to Spain to deliver their official report that giants in America indeed existed, just as other expeditions and conquistadors before them had claimed.